Have you ever sat across from a woman and felt completely blind to what she was actually thinking? She is smiling, she is talking, but you have this nagging feeling that you are missing the real story. Here is the truth that most men never figure out: over 90% of human communication has absolutely nothing to do with the words coming out of a person's mouth. Human beings are constantly broadcasting their truest thoughts, desires, and frustrations through a silent language of micromovements, posture shifts, and facial expressions. If you only listen to what a woman says, you are only getting 10% of the conversation. The other 90% is written right in front of you, waiting to be read. Mastering this hidden language is like gaining a superpower. It means no more guessing games, no more awkward rejections, and no more missing out on clear green lights because you simply didn't notice them. In this video, we are going to break down the exact psychological blueprint to reading a woman's body language like an absolute expert. We will cover everything from the hidden signals in her eyes to the subtle movements of her feet, so you never have to wonder where you stand again. Make sure you pay close attention to the final section, because there is one counterintuitive signal that most men misinterpret as a bad sign, when it is actually the ultimate indicator of deep attraction. To start reading body language effectively, you have to understand the foundational law of nonverbal communication, which is the rule of clusters. A single gesture means almost nothing by itself. If a woman crosses her arms, amateur observers immediately assume she is closed off, angry, or defensive. In reality, she might just be cold, or she might just find that position comfortable. An expert looks for a combination of signs that appear together within a short window of time. If she crosses her arms, leans back away from you, points her feet toward the exit, and gives you short, tight-lipped smiles, then you have a cluster that clearly signals discomfort or disinterest. You must always look for groups of behaviors that point toward the same emotional state before you make a conclusion. Let us begin with the most expressive part of the human body, which is the face and the eyes. The eyes truly do not lie because they are controlled by the autonomic nervous system, meaning a person cannot consciously fake their reactions. One of the biggest indicators of interest and arousal is pupil dilation. When a person looks at someone they find highly attractive or interesting, their pupils naturally expand to let in more light, as if their brain wants to take in more of what it likes. If you are talking to a woman in a well-lit room and her pupils look large and dark, her biology is screaming that she likes what she sees. Along with the pupils, you must watch the rate of her blinking. Normal blinking happens around 15 to 20 times a minute. When a woman is feeling anxious, stressed, or uncomfortable around someone, her blink rate will spike dramatically. Conversely, if she is feeling deeply relaxed and connected to you, her blink rate will slow down, and her gaze will become more fixed and intense. This leads to the concept of prolonged eye contact. If a woman holds your gaze for more than a few seconds, especially during moments of silence, she is actively inviting intimacy. If she looks down at your lips and then back up to your eyes, this is a classic, involuntary signal known as the triangular gaze, and it is a massive green light that she is thinking about kissing you. On the other hand, if she constantly looks around the room, looks past your shoulder, or glances frequently at her phone, her attention is completely elsewhere, and you are losing her. Moving down from the eyes, the smile is another area where men often get fooled. There is a massive difference between a polite, social smile and a genuine smile of attraction. A polite smile only involves the muscles around the mouth. The lips stretch sideways, but the rest of the face remains completely still. This is the smile she gives a cashier or a coworker she barely knows. A genuine smile, scientifically known as a Duchenne smile, involves the entire face. The corners of the mouth turn upward, the cheeks lift, and most importantly, the muscles around the eyes contract, creating small crinkles or crow's feet at the edges. If her eyes do not change when she smiles at you, that smile is just a mask of politeness. Another powerful facial cue is the tilt of the head. When a woman tilts her head to the side while listening to you, she is exposing her neck. The neck is one of the most vulnerable parts of the human body, housing the carotid artery. Exposing it is an evolutionary sign of comfort, trust, and submission. It shows she feels safe in your presence and is genuinely engaged in what you are saying. If her head stays completely rigid, upright, and perfectly straight, she is maintaining a formal, professional distance. Now let us look at the upper body, specifically the shoulders, chest, and arms, which reveal how open or closed she is to your presence. Open body language means there are no physical barriers between the two of you. Her shoulders will be squared toward you, her chest will be open, and her arms will be relaxed at her sides or gesturing naturally. Closed body language involves creating physical walls to protect oneself. If she holds her purse tightly against her chest, tightly clasps her hands in her lap, or keeps a drink held up like a shield right between the two of you, she is subconsciously creating a barrier. She is using those objects to protect her personal space because she does not feel entirely comfortable yet. If you notice this, you need to lean back, give her more space, and focus on making her feel safe before you try to advance the interaction. Another massive indicator in the upper body is the direction of her lean. Physical proximity is directly tied to emotional proximity. When we like something, we naturally want to get closer to it. If a woman leans her upper body toward you, rests her elbows on the table to shorten the distance between you, or angles her torso in your direction even in a crowded room, she is highly invested. If she leans back into her chair, creates physical distance, or tilts her upper body away from you, she is trying to pull herself out of the interaction. Let us move down to the hands and wrists, which carry some of the most subtle yet potent signals of attraction. One major sign to watch for is touching the hair or grooming. When a woman is nervous in a positive, excited way around a man she likes, her body releases adrenaline, which increases skin sensitivity, particularly around the scalp and neck. This causes her to unconsciously touch, twirl, or flip her hair. Preening behaviors, such as adjusting her clothing, applying lipstick in front of you, or smoothing down her dress, are clear signs that she cares deeply about how she looks in your eyes. She wants to present her best self to you. Furthermore, pay attention to the palms of her hands. Just like the neck, the inside of the wrists and the palms are highly sensitive, vulnerable areas. If she speaks with her palms facing up, or rests her hands on the table with her palms exposed, she is showing openness and honesty. If she keeps her fists clenched, hides her hands in her pockets, or keeps them tucked under her thighs, she is holding back, feeling guarded, or hiding her true emotions. Now we must talk about touch, which is the ultimate threshold of comfort. An expert body language reader watches closely for self-touch versus interpersonal touch. If a woman is constantly rubbing the back of her own neck, massaging her collarbone, or stroking her own arms, these are self-soothing behaviors. This means she is experiencing high levels of anxiety or internal stress and is trying to calm herself down. However, if she begins to initiate touch with you, the game completely changes. If she accidentally brushes her shoulder against yours, taps your arm when you make a joke, or lets her knee rest against yours under the table, she is testing the waters. She is checking to see how you respond to physical contact. If she touches you and you do not pull away, and then she leaves her hand or leg there, she is giving you an explicit invitation to move closer. This brings us to the lower body, which is actually the most honest part of the whole human form. Most people know how to fake a smile or control their facial expressions because they know people are looking at their face. Almost nobody thinks about what their feet are doing, which makes the feet the most reliable indicator of a person's true intentions. The golden rule of feet is that they always point toward what the brain wants. If you are sitting or standing with a woman and her feet are pointed directly at you, she wants to be exactly where she is. If her body is turned toward you but her feet are angled toward the door, her brain is already planning her escape. She is physically checked out of the conversation and wants to leave. The way she crosses her legs also tells a profound story. If she is sitting down and crosses her legs, look at the top knee. If the top knee is pointing away from you, it forms a physical barrier between the two of you. If the top knee is pointing directly toward you, it opens up her body and indicates high comfort and attraction. Finally, let us discuss that highly counterintuitive signal mentioned at the beginning. Many men believe that if a woman acts perfectly calm, cool, and collected, it means everything is going great. In reality, total calmness often means she views you purely as a friend or is completely indifferent. The ultimate hidden sign of romantic attraction is a controlled level of nervous tension. If she is slightly clumsy around you, drops her keys, fumbles with her glass, blushes when you make intense eye contact, or trips over her words occasionally, do not mistake this for a bad sign or a lack of chemistry. It means she is incredibly invested in what you think of her. She likes you so much that her nervous system is going into overdrive because she desperately wants to make a good impression. Indifference is quiet and still, but attraction is loud, vibrant, and beautifully messy. By paying attention to these clusters of signals, from the dilation of her pupils to the direction of her toes, you will be able to navigate any social or romantic interaction with absolute certainty and precision. If you found this breakdown valuable and want to master the art of human dynamics, make sure to like this video, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe to the channel right now so you never miss our upcoming insights.